This is Agile in 3 Minutes, the simplest podcast that could possibly work. My name is Amitai Schleier. What if every action we took were an experiment? I don't mean lab coats and test tubes. I mean starting with a theory about the forces in play and how they fit together, choosing a desired outcome, forming a hypothesis for how to bring about that outcome, and testing it by trying it. Sometimes we explicitly recognize the need to conduct an experiment. When we don't, we prime ourselves to feel disappointment or anger when our expectations aren't met. When we do frame what we're doing as an experiment, we've primed ourselves to digest surprising outcomes as the rich sources of valuable information they are. This podcast is an experiment. Can I say something worth your while in 180 seconds or less every week? If I do, will anyone listen? If you do, will I be able to find out what ensnared you? When people don't listen, is it because they don't expect to learn anything? Because they're looking for podcasts that can fill their whole commute? When you listen to this episode, is it because you subscribed in a podcast player? By email? Because I shared this particular episode via social media? Or because someone you know pointed you at this one? All of these are questions. Some of them make for decent hypotheses. Many of them I'm beginning to understand the answers to. I don't want to overgeneralize from related experience, but if I treat those generalizations as hypotheses, I can maximize the value of my past experience, maximize learning from my present experience, and improve my future hypotheses. Besides being more likely to be right, which is of course helpful, they're also more likely to be good, to try out a claim that proves unambiguously right or wrong, so that we'll come to understand some new aspect of our world. Even when a claim proves ambiguous, that's a useful outcome, telling us to try again with a smaller and more precise claim. Sometimes we won't see clear causes and effects. We can try to reason about them up to a point, but when we're not sure, which is often, the simplest way to start learning is to try something. If that feels risky, then it needs to be made safer. Otherwise, ideas go untried, knowledge goes unacquired, and decisions go uninformed. Every action you take already is an experiment. Design your laboratory, then try it. This has been Amitai Schleier delivering an increment of Agile in 3 minutes, the simplest podcast that could possibly work.